Hi, this is OpenSDR. OpenSDR is a modular sales development rep agent that has customizable workflows and works with whatever your stack is. So let's jump in and find some leads. I've written a brief of companies I'm looking for. I'm building a tool called Ref that provides documentation for software agents. So I'm looking for people who work at companies like that. I'll give that brief to OpenSDR and let it go. It's going to do the classic SDR workflow of searching for companies that match the brief, and then from there, finding people that I know that work at
Step
those
1
companies.
complete. I've identified 5 relevant companies. Now searching for LinkedIn connections at these companies.
Cool. And it used Rhyme to speak and let me know that it had made progress. That way I don't need to be following along while it's working. And here you can see it's automating some LinkedIn workflow to look up people I know.
Search complete. I found relevant connections at Microsoft, Google, Meta, and second-degree connections at MindDeb and Indata Labs. Let me save these leads to your Notion database.
Cool. So as you just heard, we made some progress. We got a bunch of leads of people that I know who work at companies that might be relevant for my brief. So what makes OpenSDR so cool is that it's modular, and that means you can plug in whatever pieces you want to make it work. The tricky thing about that is that not every workflow is going to work. Sometimes you have capabilities that you want in your workflow that aren't supported by the tools. So what OpenSDR does is it looks at your workflow definitions, compares it to the set of MCP tools that you provided, and then verifies that that's capable. Otherwise, it lets you know what MCP service you might want to include. And that leads into, this is all powered by MCP. The search, the scraping, the backend, all of it are MCP servers and can be swapped out to whatever provider you want. You could imagine adding other providers for email sending or enrichment. And as you saw, there was some LinkedIn automation happening there. And that was provided by OpenSDR itself over MCP. So in addition to being an MCP client that uses all of these other tools, OpenSDR is an MCP server itself. So if we went over to Claude, we could also until we open up Claude, we can also look at the tools provided here. You can see that the Find LinkedIn Connections tool is available there as well. So I think this is so cool. It's what's so cool about MCP, because it allows you to build these very specific use cases, to build a tool that does just this specific thing well, and then connect it to so many other things, and both be a Lego block that plugs into things and that things are plugged into. Cool. And that is OpenSDR. I want to quickly talk about how I built it. I was a solo developer here, so I recruited a couple folks to come help me. I recruited Trey and Goose.
Hi, Matt. I'm Goose, your AI assistant. I just helped build a modern UI for an AI agent that streams markdown text and displays tool calls. The UI has a clean search style input that streams results below it with horizontal card layouts for lists of results. Hi, Matt. I'm Trey, your AI coding assistant. I've been analyzing the OpenCDR project you're working on. This is an impressive system that integrates LinkedIn automation with AI capabilities through MPP tools. The project includes a command.
Cool. So those are my two teammates, Goose and Trey. I cut off Trey a little bit because it was a little long-winded in his response. But the way I worked on this project was I would be working in my IDE over here, and in my other window, these two were working, and they would speak and let me know when they finished their tasks, and I was able to check their work and come back to it. So just to show you some of the cool stuff you can do when you provide voice to your agent. So I have a